Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing today? So, today's talk is all about letting people go. Letting people go for the sake of your best life and also your advanced awakening and ascension. It is really tough when we are on our awakening journey, our vibrations rising, and we notice that we have to start weeding the garden of people in our lives and things that we do and just everyday things that just aren't in alignment anymore for our best life and for our awakening journey. So if you're on this video, you probably are on the road to remembering who you really are, awakening to your purpose and journey and just your mission of light on the planet. And with that comes letting go of a lot of things, letting go of people. So I want to talk about letting go of people in your lives, like physical people. But then I also want to talk about letting them go from a soul level as well. And that's really important when we get into advanced stages of awakening and ascension. All right, so first off, people. People in your life are going to shift with you or not. And if they don't shift with you, then it's possible you'll have to let them go. Now, if it's family and friends, and it's really hard to let them go in the physical reality, it's possible to just set up reality checks with them. And what I mean by that is if you know that you have a certain connection with someone, say from high school, perhaps you check in with them every 6 months and you reminisce about a high school moment and you give it a half hour of your time and you're done. If say your mother's someone that is a lower frequency, lower vibration, you love her, you want to still support her in life, but yet connecting with her really pummels your vibration, set up a time once a month, right? Talk with her about uplifting things in her life, things that she likes to do, like gardening or what's her favorite food, and then just wrap it up in a half an hour and you're done. You've done your daughter or son support and you've checked in with her and all is well. So if people are in your life that you're not quite ready to let go, but you know that you can't marinate time with them, set up little moments where you know how to relate to them in that little pocket or window and put some light around you and just go for that moment. Now, there is situations where relationships just, you grow out of them vibrationally, whether it's someone that's like a partnership or a good friend. And again, it's like you have to make the choice to just really let them go for good and never really commune with them again, or just commune with them in specific times or specific situations and kind of like a 3D element. And so that's how I've navigated this. And some people I've just had to just let go. And sometimes people just kind of fade away. It's an interesting thing. So as your vibration increases, you let go of your density, you bring in more light. It's just, we're just not a match sometimes for some people in energetics. And sometimes that the best way is that it just gently lets go and both parties are like not even interested and it just naturally goes away. The harder parts is when you just have to make a choice not to do this anymore, and they may still be calling or wanting to have more of a relationship than you want to at the time, and that can be tricky. And so, you know, just take care of you in these moments. It's really important. You're here, you're raising your vibration. And some people are doing this faster than others. And as you grow in the light, just certain people, places, and things are not going to be the best for you at that moment in time. And so hold that boundary. And if it feels better, you can just set up those little moments little check-in moments for people every 2 weeks or every month or every 6 months where you can relate to them in something that you both kind of connect with, maybe cooking, maybe hiking, um, maybe parenting, who knows what it is. And maybe you can hold the light of that conversation and engagement. Now, the second thing I wanted to go over here today is when we have to let people go from a soul level in our awakening journey. And that is a little more, can be a little bit more challenging. So as we awaken, as we go through these advanced stages of awakening into our ascension process, what we're doing is letting go of density, and we are detaching. We're detaching from density, but also storylines of every past life, of every karma. Now, there is a difference, in my perspective, between a soul and a spirit, and our remembering who we really are, which is that source energy. On a soul level, we're still contracted with some ego and karma. But in advanced awakening, you start releasing karma. You start releasing those ties to past lives. You start integrating all the aspects of yourself into one source self. And the soul is no longer a separate thing. And so when we talk about soul families or soul groups, right? When we've gone around in our soul group, we've kind of worked out karma together in different lifetimes or parallel realities. So when we are no longer attached or aligned with our soul self, we're no longer attached to that soul group anymore. Now, hold on. I know that's going to bring up some stuff for people. Now, this is the thing. I feel like I have a lot of soul stuff I've worked out with my husband. I feel like I've had a ton of karma with my husband. And through the years, we've been together 18, 19 years. I've destroyed and uncreated any past life we've had together. I've destroyed and uncreated all the karma. I've destroyed and uncreated all our soul and soul group connections. And guess what? You can still be with the person even if you've released the attachment of the soul connection and the soul group connection. This opens up so much more possibility in the here and now. So once I released that, once I destroyed and uncreate that, then you have choice right here, right now, in this present moment. And so it's so cool. So since I've done that, my relationship with my husband gets clearer and more unconditionally loving. And there's not as many triggers. So when you're willing to unhook from your soul group, and you're willing to unhook from the karma of your soul, and you're willing to do the work to release the karma and your soul connections, there's a vast universe of possibilities waiting there. But there is some attachment we have to our soul and to our soul family and to our soul groups. We've spent eons working out karma with these souls. But what if you being willing to release your attachment to your soul and release that, and release the attachment to your soul group and soul family, by doing that, you are actually freeing all those people and souls. And it doesn't mean they float away and you never interact with them again. It means now you have the choice and you're not corded and locked into something. Isn't that cool? For me, that seemed so freeing, and the idea of that was scary. But when I actually did it, it created so much more space and possibility in my marriage. And actually, we have stayed together. Now, there are times when you do this in marriages and relationships, and you do separate. You do go different ways. But you get to choose that, because once you release your attachment to soul family, and soul groups, then you are a sovereign, clear source self. And you get to be the dominant creator of your life, not creating from the past soul connections and karmic ties and cording. So once all that goes, then you have this real solid foundation of just whoosh, right to source, source self, that's all there is. And along the way, you might pick up an aspect of yourself and say, come on in, let's integrate. How many times through our soul journeys and our soul families and our soul and our karmic connections have we kind of just particulated out into different aspects of ourself? And so advanced awakening is about pulling those aspects of ourselves, integrating them, resolving them, destroying and uncreating them, and becoming one source self right here. And that's where you get information. That's where you get guidance from. That's where you make choice from. That's where you create from. There's no more creating from all these other aspects of yourself and of your soul and of your soul family. You get to clear all that and have one line of creation force. Isn't that cool? So letting people go and letting soul families go is essential to the awakening process, and then eventually to the ascension process, which is just being light more and more, expanding more into the light. So guys, that's what came through to talk about today, and I'm grateful for the videos of Lori Ladd because they really help me tune into what I want to say about a topic and really find clarity. So I love the videos of Lori Ladd and Feel Good. They really help me to tune in to what's the next piece that I want to say about their topics. So much gratitude to those beautiful beings on this planet right now who give me so much material to just marinate with, grow with, awaken with, and meditate on. So beautiful people. Thanks for tuning in today. Let me know how this landed for you. Do you have any questions about letting people go in the physical world and letting souls go in our energetic world and becoming a sovereign source spirit? Namaste.